Welcome to CityCast Denver. I'm Paul Caroli, and here's what Denver's talking about. Welcome again to CityCast Denver, the show that's celebrating a birthday this week. Happy birthday, Justine.
Thank you. The big
Tell us
40.
about it. What did you... The big 4-0. That's a huge milestone.
40 years old. I officially became an adult and ready to settle down. I'm like, oh, am I grown up now? So I took a break from campaigning and snuck away, which is actually very anxiety inducing for me because I was just thinking about all the things I have to do. But I did go fishing with my family, which is super nice. Like growing up here, I think I went fishing when I was 3 months old for the first time. So it's just
that's awesome.
The most calming, grounding Colorado thing you could do is just sit there, look at the lake. Hang out.
What are you fishing for?
Trout.
So are you fly fishing or are you?
No, we were lures and just power bait. But I saw the coolest thing ever. At Cinco de Mayo, I saw the hatchery people, the fish and wildlife game people there. And I was like, that's so cool. As someone who grew up fishing, interested how they stock the lakes. I saw them stock Tarryall Reservoir yesterday, and it was so cool. The truck backed in. I filmed it. I'm gonna put it online if anyone checks out my socials. And they put the tube, and the guy gets in with a thing, and all the fish just
slide
shoot out, and they just fly out into the lake.
Slide is so cool.
Yeah, and then the guy that was putting him in, he's talking to the guys good job, Bob. No floaters. And I'm that is crazy. They're all live and they just go into the lake. So cool.
It's not as cool as the helicopter drops. I like those ones are a little bit cooler, but I do really like the fish slide.
The helicopter drops, I've only seen it online, and that's the first one I saw. They just dive bomb little fish.
It's so cool.
Lakes.
I love it.
It's amazing.
So awesome.
So shout out Colorado Fish and Wildlife.
It's so also it's so funny to me because there's so many protocols for handling trout. They're you need to wet your hands, never touch a trout with a dry hand, use a net, all this stuff. And I'm and then they just drop them from a helicopter. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just personal beef.
That is okay. This is not what we were going to talk about, but I feel like we've been talking about animals more and more on the podcast. And every time we do, it makes me smile. And I think we should be starting to do a regular animal something.
Oh my God. Yes.
It's nice.
Please.
Last year on my birthday, I saw a bear. Well, we were.
Oh my God.
And
where?
I'm this is the greatest birthday ever. So
there was that bear
animal
going around Broomfield. That Broomfield bear this week that was just walking around and hey.
Oh my God. My partner, he lives in Littleton. They had a lynx running around.
I did see that.
Send out a notice to watch while you're walking your pets.
I saw that on Facebook.
Stalking around the fences, hanging out.
I was I can tame it. It can come live with me.
He's so cute. It was cute. He, she, I don't know.
I want it.
They were very cute. They were very cute.
All right, listeners, you heard it here first. CityCast Denver's officially on Animal Watch. Send us your animal stories. What animals should we be watching? But we got to get to the show. This is the Friday show. We're looking back at the big stories of the week. Number one, really unpleasant, kind of grisly accident at DIA last Friday. We learned new details all week. It's all I've been thinking about. Then the end of the legislative session. We'll talk about some highlights and lowlights. And then later on, a listener had an idea that I guarantee is going to get people talking and probably make some people mad, maybe one of the three of us. We have a special bonus neighbors only segment about a huge employer possibly bringing people back to the office. So if you're a neighbor, you'll get to hear if I'm talking about your boss. And if you are not, maybe now is a good time to sign up. Membership.citycast.fm. You've heard their voices. Let me introduce them. Producer Olivia Julov is joining me. Hey, Olivia, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And our Green Chili correspondent, birthday girl herself, Justine Sandoval.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
Before we get to our top story, I want to update listeners on a small thing we talked about earlier in the week because a listener, CJ in the Golden Triangle, gave me the exact answer I was grasping for about Vio, these new scooters. We were talking about how the first impressions the other day, and I shared that I had paid the 39 cents per minute rate that they had been advertising for non-Denver residents. And CJ helpfully informed me that if you register on Vio's website, that's how you get access to the 25 cents per minute rate for Denver residents. So if you have an ID, I think it's a state ID or a driver's license, you can get that and just do it on the website. I thought that was super helpful. So I really wanted to share.
Good to know.
But
I've been seeing them everywhere.
have you tried one?
No, not yet. So I saw when they popped up in the neighborhood, of course. I think it's probably the same usage as the Lime bikes and everything, but because it was a new contraption people were on, it was more noticeable. So it was just like, wow, people really use these things because everyone was zipping around the hood on bikes all day. I was like,
they're so shiny right now too.
Yeah.
Paul and I were talking about how the Limes look like very busted and old.
Oh no, these ones look
like,
nice.
Wow, the shiny new toy. And it's like the Lime's like, ooh, jailbroken, like bust making noise when people are riding it over a bump. It starts like dinging. It's like dinging the little bell, like bing, bing. Like every time you go over a crack in the sidewalk, it's like.
Yeah. No, they like malfunction outside my house and I could hear the chirping going crazy.
Yeah, when someone parks it in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
I have not seen one in the creek yet. And I am waiting for that. I don't know if that's an indicator
Oh,
of how
be
people
Be
feel
the change you want to see in the world, Paul.
You think
You've
I
got to
should
be
do
the
it?
first.
Okay, we're going to edit. So we're going to stop right here. Don't want to implicate myself. Let's move on. Our top story this week, the incident that happened at DIA last Friday just dominated headlines all week. New twists and info on what exactly happened. I'll quickly summarize it if you haven't heard about it, but I suspect that you have. From what I can tell from various sources, a man named Michael Mott jumped from over the airport's 8-foot barbed wire security fence last Friday, walked onto a runway, and collided in some way. There are lots of rumors going around about how exactly this happened, but collided with a Frontier airplane. He died of multiple blunt and sharp force injuries, according to a medical examiner, and the collision sparked an engine fire, 4,000-foot debris field, and the evacuation of the plane, which then led to an additional 12 people being injured, 5 of whom had to go to the hospital. The latest I saw this morning was that the Denver Gazette reports that some of the passengers on the plane that were evacuated are now taking legal action against DIA, arguing negligence. And that's fascinating to me. Justine, have you been following this situation?
Yes. I mean, it's been like the conversation. At first I was getting all the bits and pieces of it. And so I finally like dug in and like seeing the information that came out this week that it was a possible suicide by the person, but there's no note or anything that confirms that. So it's been like the talk of Denver right now. Like, what happened? And I saw a lot of people online who were on that flight posting afterwards that were just like panicked and freaking out because it caught fire. So
yeah. And like the smoke filling the cabin, it just sounded like a really scary scene, like something out of a horror movie or something where like, I don't know. I mean, airplanes are already kind of freaky places.
What caused it? Like I was on a train in DC one time and someone jumped in front of it. We were all stuck in the tunnel, but like it was awful. But then also just knowing that was the scenario was even worse.
Yeah. Olivia, what part of this story grabbed you?
I mean, it's just tragic. I don't know. I mean, I feel like DIA has kind of been in the news a lot recently, with just various things going on.
Always. It's just such an object of fascination. I don't know if other cities have this relationship with their airports, but like, I can't get enough.
We've had some stuff going on with like, planes catching fire. I feel like this has happened recently a couple times. And like, just to have this one be so tragic is really sad. And I feel I'm really like heartbroken for all the people that had to like firsthand experience this, especially like the pilots. That's really sad. And I also, feel very sad for this person that got to the point where they chose to do this. It's just very sad. And also just this becoming a national story, I think is just like such a sign of the times we're in. There's so much like trauma porn people want to see. I just see so much of people wanting to see the like destruction, wanting to see the like gory details and photos and stuff. And it's just gross and I don't like it. And I think it's really weird to watch it unfold, especially when it's something that's like so close to home.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just one of those stories where it just got people. It's kind of a unique thing. Like there were some quotes from airport officials like, "We've never heard of anything like this happening before." Which kind of gets me to the next part of this that I wanted to talk about briefly is this lawsuit around negligence. So the lawyer who's hoping to sue, they're angling to sue. There's some kind of legal roadblock to actually filing a lawsuit, it sounded like. But the lawyer said to the Gazette, the infrastructure the DIA supports is immeasurable. We got thermal cameras, infrared cameras, motion cameras, patrolling, policing, and we believe we had a solid infrastructure for safety. And then this event, we watched it all crumble in 2 minutes. So what do you all think about this lawsuit and this the 8-foot tall fence that goes around such a huge land mass? Justine, what do you think?
Well, my thought was when I saw the story was like, is this an old story or a new story? Because someone was on the runway not long ago, I believe, but they breached through a door on the outside and they were running towards their flight. So there's been like incidents where this has happened. And so I had to look back and see that it was like a new story because I remember that there was something. I have to confirm that. But there have been other incidents and in other airports too, where people are getting past security, getting on flights. And it just makes you think, because I think like, I'd never even try the airport. They've got it on lock down there. So when something like this happens, it really makes you say like, okay, what's the taking your shoes off and all of these things we do to protect our airports is like, in a post 9/11 world, how does this happen?
Yeah. Like we have the sense like the airport feels like a place where there is a ton of security, but perhaps that's just a sense that they've created with the precautions that they did put in place. And like, I don't know, maybe there's doors that if you tried to open them, you could just walk in.
Like a month ago, that girl in Boulder brought back a venomous snake from Central America in her carry-on and nobody caught it till she got back to her sorority house. Remember that story? It was like ridiculous. She brought back a live snake accidentally and nobody caught it till she got back to her sorority house. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like also it's like there's so much profiling that goes on in airports that it's like if you're not fitting the profile they're looking for, there's not as much scrutiny on you. So like you can get away with more. But
interesting.
I don't know. Also, I mean, our producer Adrian was talking about how the DIA has the like largest landmass of a US airport. It's huge. And so I feel like that's definitely something to think about with patrolling and cameras and fencing. Also, I feel like 8 foot tall is not that tall. Is that me? I feel like 8 foot tall is not that
with barbed wire?
No, I don't think so either. It's like 15.
All right, we're going to leave DIA behind and move on to another hot topic this week, which was the state legislative session ended on Wednesday. I think there were a few interesting debates. My personal perspective, I was chatting with a reporter friend who covers this stuff, and we agreed kind of an uneventful session this year. That was my take. What do you think, Justine?
100% agree. I was chatting with some of the folks that were there. I mean, for them, it's always eventful because there's lots of stuff that they're working on. But it doesn't seem so far there's going to be any special sessions, nothing that didn't get resolved before the end of session, which is a positive for the most part. It means I think that they've laid some groundwork for next session to be able to do more on the budget stuff, because that's the thing right now.
I'm sure there'll be a whole new version of that problem next year. I mean, yeah, the data centers, the competing bills, I think was a perfect example of what you're talking about. There was 2 rival proposals. Both of them died. It seems like lawmakers just couldn't agree on what combination of new regulations and environmental regulations, guardrails, however you call it, or / potentially incentives to lure more data centers here. Both died. And I think you're right. It's like, in a way, it's kind of successful because they knew what they disagreed about and they just disagreed and there was no legislation. So, I mean, another year, maybe things will change and something will happen on that next session. Olivia, what do you think was the biggest story of the session?
I mean, tough question. I'm maybe this AI stuff for me, like for me personally, I was following this Cottage Foods Act one. I mean, I just think that this is for Coloradans in general. I thought that this was interesting. They expanded the Cottage Foods Act to allow for homemade foods that require refrigeration and foods that include meat and meat products. This was kind of a thing at the beginning of the session for tamales. Like everybody was talking about it and wanting to include it. And so now they are. And I think that's a win. And it was also interesting because it was kind of a bipartisan effort, which I don't know. You don't see that on a lot of things, but tamales can bring people together, I guess. So I don't know. This one I was like, all right, I think we can agree on this one. Like, we like tamales. They're good. Let's go.
Yeah, the tamale bill, they were calling that for a
No,
while.
it was a great bill.
The Republican I saw behind that was kind of an interesting guy, Ryan Gonzalez. Justine, do you know Ryan? I wonder if you've ever met that guy.
I never met him. The first time I ever saw him was on opening day of the legislative session because he was in a tan suit. And I thought that was an interesting choice, considering the drama around tan suits all the time.
That's
but that's
true.
really
Obama.
all I knew until recently. Yeah, the Obama years. I'm old, so I'm like, oh.
Obama caught some flack from that one tan suit.
Yeah, but that's all my first interaction with him that I noticed him.
Justine, I feel like we can't talk about the legislator without talking about your campaign. You're currently running to represent House District 5. So if you win, you would be joining the ranks of these lawmakers we're discussing next winter. When they reconvene.
Yeah.
I'll say for listeners, we'll be inviting your opponent, Sterling Sims, the other Democrat in the primary, onto the pod soon. But yeah, I mean, I guess the data centers thing, like speaking of campaign issues, that'd be the one thing I'd be curious about since they booted it to next session. Do you have a position on data centers?
Oh my gosh. I don't. I have a lot to say about data centers. They've been one of the biggest focal points of my campaign right now, just like what people want to talk about. And a lot of that's because of the data center drama that's been going on in the GES community. And so, yeah, everyone wants to talk about it. So one thing I'm gathering is I'm learning a lot about data centers, where they're already located, how they operate, environmental impacts, like all of the red tape and not red tape around it. So it's been very interesting. So the idea that they booted this to next session, I think, is the smartest thing to do because we don't know. And there's a lot of misconceptions. People are just anti-AI data center because to them, it's just wasting water. It's bad. And they think it's just like the images and videos you create when they don't realize that if you have a cell phone, you are utilizing one of these AI data centers. If you have anything stored in the cloud, you're using this. It's something that we use to function every day. But where those end up, the people they impact, how much resources they use is what we need to talk about. So if there is a market or if there is a place for more AI data centers here, it can't be in the middle of a neighborhood that's already been overwhelmed by environmental issues and industry. It has to go, there needs to be way more conversation about it. So what I've learned about AI data centers is I have a lot more to learn, but
I feel the same way.
We definitely need to be taking all of these people into consideration where they are, locations. I found out the old US West building over 15th or 14th Street by the DCPA.
Downtown, yeah.
That's 15 floors of data
yes,
centers.
The mayor said that last time.
People don't even know they're there.
I know. Every time I'm downtown and I see that building, I'm like, that is a giant data center and we're just all walking around like nothing's happening here. It's crazy. This is the thing that we're all fighting about and it's just here and it's been here for years.
Yeah.
New
things I'm learning every day. So I'm very invested in this conversation and getting it right when we actually pass something. Right enough. As right as can be, because that's the goal of legislation.
Well, we'll be following that issue, of course, as that discussion develops. Olivia, I have to ask you about Governor Polis. So, because the end of the legislative session is kind of his moment. The people are talking about veto watch. Which of the bills that were passed by both chambers is he going to sign and which is he going to veto? Last year was a big, veto palooza. He also tends to do stunts around this time. Maybe he'll do a signing ceremony in a particular location, or he'll do some kind of, who knows what he's cooking up for us. Do you think but this is his last session though. So that's the question, Olivia, is do you think he's got one last big show in him for us?
I think he's going to give us something. I think he's going to go out with a bang. I can't imagine he wouldn't. This man with a flair for theatrics and a love for a viral clip. I can't imagine he would just go out silently in the night. I believe. I mean, I saw a video today of some legislators doing the Cupid shuffle on the floor.
Oh boy.
They're doing stuff. That's a thing that happens. every year. So I'm sure he will do something in his own policy way, and everybody will have feelings about it. And I look forward to seeing what it is, maybe break in case of, I don't know. He's got a lot of lore here.
He here's my pitch for the governor if he's listening. Book yourself a night at DCPA, one of the big stages. Don't just do one signing ceremony, do a whole event. Give us a song and dance, give us a choreograph, give us backup dancers, bands. I want to hear big ballads. I want to make me laugh, make me cry, Governor Polis. Sign a bunch of bills, veto some, make a show of it. Like, this is your moment. It's the last one you got.
I could see him maybe trying to do something because the Taylor and Travis wedding is coming up this summer. So I could see him maybe trying to play into that with something. That's just a guess. That's my predictions. If you want to get on Kalshi and bet on that, I'm sure there's probably a market set up for it. But yeah, that's a guess here since we know he's a Swiftie. But maybe
he's going to do a Taylor Swift pun in order to veto a bill about property taxes and something.
And then he's going to be like, "Can I come to your wedding?" Bye.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. That's the legislative session. If you got thoughts about it, let us know. Send us a text, send us a voicemail, 720-500-5418. Again, that's 720-500-5418. We're going to go to a break and then come back and play a really fun game that is guaranteed to be controversial.
This episode is brought to you by the Regional Air Quality Council. This summer, go wild for Front Range air quality. Created from pollutants like car exhaust, ground-level ozone is the Colorado Front Range's biggest air quality issue and a leading cause of respiratory problems. But you can take simple steps for better air this summer and save money on gas. Leave the car at home and walk, bike, or scoot shorter distances. Other ways to do your part? Carpool and combine trips to save gas. Or be a better person like myself and get an electric vehicle. And maybe my electric vehicle only gets 88 miles for a charge, so I can only go so far, but I'm driving an EV. Shout out to my Nissan Leaf! Woo woo! Want to know when it matters most to take these steps? Sign up for summer ozone alerts. Text Better Air CO to 21000 or sign up for emails at the Simple Steps Better Air website. Learn more ways to help improve our air quality on the Front Range at simplestepsbetterair.org. That's simplestepsbetterair.org. This episode is brought to you by Levitt Pavilion. You know this summer is officially here when Levitt Pavilion Denver drops their killer concert lineup. If you're not familiar, Levitt Pavilion Denver is a nonprofit concert venue offering free and ticketed all-ages concerts May through October. This season starts with a banger, people. Catch Bone Thugs and Harmony on May 22nd for a ticketed show that you won't forget. You know, you have not lived until you have cruised to Bone Thugs and Harmony's Creeping on a Come Up. Reminds me of back when I had a pager. Back in the day, we didn't have ringtones, obviously. We just had pagers, but you could personalize your voicemail. So you could just put a Bone Thug song on it, and then someone would leave you a voicemail, and then you had to go to a payphone, and you had to call your pager, and you had to listen to the voicemail. That's a little history for you kids. Then, on May 23rd, see the first free series show of the year, Rock de Mayo, featuring Izcali, Los Mocochetes, Fruta Brutal, Monica the Great, and more. RSVP for free shows, buy upgrades, and find the full schedule at levittdenver.org. That's levittdenver.org.
All right, and we're back. Our next topic today is a suggestion from a listener. I always love hearing from you, John H., especially when you send in ideas like this one. In his words, this is, quote, something that will make half your listeners smug and the other half defensive, which feels like the sweet spot. So, John, you know me too well. This is so up my alley. Here's John's pitch. I hope you two are ready to play with me, this little game John cooked up. But the pitch is, someone proposes an official Denverite qualification test. Not vibes, not how long you've lived here, a real list of qualifications. So John provided his own, so I'm going to use John's because they're all really good. But there's a bunch of them. Some are niche, some are... Anyway, we're going to be a little uncomfortable here, and we're going to sit in it. So I'm going to hit you with these questions and you tell me yes or no. And like, if you got a story, let me know about it. Cause I want to hear it. These are all great. Okay. You ready, Justine?
I'm ready.
Okay. Olivia, you ready?
As I'll ever be.
I know. You and me, transplants. Justine lived here her whole life. We'll see.
I'm so excited for this.
Okay. Number one, have you ever sat in the rock pile at Coors Field?
No. I have plans this summer too, though.
No for you, Olivia. I actually haven't either. I always end up sitting in the sunny upper deck where I can get the cheap tickets, like around that bar thing that I don't remember the name of. But Justine, you were
Jack
not.
Daniels bar.
Oh yeah, the Jack Daniels bar. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm sweating. I'm sitting with a giant beer, and I'm getting dehydrated. Justine, you have been to the rock. You have sat in the rock pile. It sounds like
Many times, more times than I can count. In fact, there was a group that did like with the neighborhood when they built because the original rock piles was at Mile High, the original Mile High Stadium, and then they brought it back because it was just like the outfield, cheap seats, and they built it into Coors Field. And the idea was like accessibility for the community too, that the tickets would always be cheap and that you could always go. And they've only increased for inflation for the last few years because they're $1. So yes, I love the rock pile, but I mostly walk around and stand in the outfield now and drink beer. So
I have plans to do this summer. My friends and I were planning. I've been looking at rock pile tickets.
nice.
But I've only been to Rockies games when I've been taken so far. I haven't like bought tickets and gone. I've only gone when like somebody's work has tickets. So I've been in a box there a couple times, which is really random because I don't have money for a box, but I've had the hookup for a box a couple times. So
sat in a box at Coors Field.
so flex on them. But
okay,
yeah,
we're giving Justine one for that one. Neither of the others. So sorry, Olivia.
No.
Maybe later this summer. Number two, this one. Have you ever eaten at Casa Bonita and survived?
Yes.
Checks all around.
Yeah.
Checks all
still
around. Number three, have you ever paid a street sweeping ticket?
Yes.
A sad yes from Olivia. Sorry about that.
Okay, I told this story the other day, but when I first moved here, my ex-boyfriend lived in Baker, so I was like hanging out there a lot, and like we didn't have street sweeping where I lived growing up, and so I was parked in Baker. I was like, oh my god, look at all these cute like handmade signs. They say street sweeping today. Like, look at them. They have like flowers and they're all decorated. That's like really cute. Like, I love that. I didn't move my car. I just was like, these are really cute signs. Like, I love that somebody made these. It didn't like talk to me that like, oh, street sweeping means move your car. I didn't really like understand that until I came out and had a $50 ticket. And I was like, I'm making $17 an hour. This is going to financially ruin me. So I haven't gotten one since. But yeah, that was like very, very first Denver memory. Womp womp.
Yeah, me too. I got a bunch of them. Lived in Cap Hill. Hard to avoid. So next up, have you ever had the bloat from too much craft beer at a brewery?
Oh yeah, I get the bloat from anything though, but definitely from craft beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna put myself down for a yes on this one as well. Unfortunately, not as much lately for reasons we've talked about many times. Craft beer a little less trendy, but maybe also maturity and self-control.
Wow. I don't know. I've done this when I moved out here and discovered sours. So maybe, and I was like at the brewery drinking a bunch of sours and didn't realize they were going to make my stomach feel crazy.
Oh yeah. The sour bloat.
And I was like, ooh, no, you can't drink more than one of those. So I don't know if you'll give me a point for that, but.
Yeah, no, you can have a point.
Okay.
Next up. Have you ever gotten stuck in true parking lot traffic on I-70 in the mountains?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
I've had to, and the bonus is, have you gotten stuck and had to pee and like run up the side of the mountain?
No,
How far into the trees are you going?
I haven't had that.
Is someone else doing the same thing 50 feet down the street? Yeah.
Or you double doors it.
Oh, double door. That's
open your two
You
car
open
doors.
both the back. Yep. And you just
Okay.
spot right there.
All right. Let's say this is, let's do two more. Next one. Have you ever brought a pet to work?
Yes.
Yes, Justine? What pet are you bringing to work?
Yeah, I'm a dog lady.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I was shocked at an office that didn't allow dogs. And I never was like a dog person before. But like every office I've ever worked in, everyone brought their dogs. So then when it was finally my turn, I was like, I'm bringing my dog. She's going to come sit right next to me while I type all day.
I have not. My cat would destroy a work environment.
Yeah, same.
Little
It's nice working at
terrorist.
home with the cats.
I love my cats and I love working with them, but at least one of them would destroy an office.
Okay, last one. Justine, you got 6 points. Olivia, you got 5. I only have 3 points. I'm upset about it.
Fake.
I know. I never brought a pet to work. Okay, last one. I'm giving myself a freebie here. Have you ever been to Bojo's
Yes.
for Colorado style pizza? Yes is all round.
How many Bojo's locations have you been to?
Oh, now that's a question. I think Arvada and Idaho Springs for me. I don't think I've ever been. No, Fort Collins. I went to the one in Fort Collins once, which was nice. Nice spot.
Okay.
I've only been to the Idaho Spring one. Now I think about it.
I've been to Idaho Springs and Evergreen.
Idaho Springs is the one.
Yeah.
I keep
It's
meaning to
OG.
go to the one in DU because they don't have the salad bar or the sit down service.
Weird.
And I'm just curious what it would be like. But yeah, listeners, if you've been there, let me know. Okay, there you go. Justine, the true Denverite. Olivia and I, transplants, of course. The game proves it. The game works, John.
Scientific.
You did it. Am I upset? A little bit.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you could find another like not so Denverite that's been here forever. I'm just like, these are so specific to me. Like the tickets, they should name a street after me because I paid hundreds
I know.
of streets.
Oh my
Justine
God.
and Sandoval
I
Way.
feel
I
the
was
same
there
way.
for the first rock pile. So
Yeah.
Love it.
no, yes, they should. I swear to you, I paid so many tickets in this city.
Me
So
getting
many.
a
It's
ticket
like a
on
yearly
Justine
thing.
Sandoval Way. Going to get a ticket for
It would
parking
be-
on Justine Sandoval Way just so I can get the ticket that says it.
Someday.
Someday.
All right.
Someday.
Listeners, call in. Let us know how you did, how many points you got when you were playing along at home. I hope you were. 720-500-518. But now it's time for a neighbors only bonus segment. If you're not a neighbor and you're listening to the free feed, you're about to hear an ad break. But neighbors, blessed souls, thank you so much for your support. You are getting a bonus segment right now,
Bless
as we
your
do every
heart.
Friday. Bless your hearts. Today, the bonus segment is about whose new boss is asking them to return to the office. Neighbors will find out right now. If you're not a neighbor, sign up today at membership.citycast.fm.
This episode is brought to you by Denver Health. As more states change their laws around psychedelics, a big question keeps coming up. What does that actually mean for people's health? Denver Health is working to find out. Denver Health just received major funding from the National Institutes of Health, one of the most competitive research grants in science, to study how psychedelic use and drug policy affect health outcomes over time. The research will track use patterns across the country and compare results in states with different laws, giving doctors, lawmakers, and communities the reliable data they've been missing. At Denver Health, bold research that improves health is part of the mission for life's journey. Learn more at dhha.org/psychedelic surveillance. That's dhha.org/psychedelic surveillance.
Hey, and we're back. It's the best way to end the week. Wins and fails, aka Rocky Mountain highs and lows. Each of us brought a recent local something, one that we think is a win, one that we think is a fail, and we're going to talk about them. Fails first, and you know what? I'm going to go first. I'm just going to do it. I'm just taking it. Sorry. Uh-oh. He's doing it. Look at him go.
Sassy Paul.
Uh-oh.
Here's my fail. Okay, this is a total tone shift now that I actually look at my notes, but I got a call from a source this morning who works in like the activist world, and it just broke my heart, this story that this person told me. And I'm not going to share a lot of details about it, and I try to keep a detachment as a journalist from the stories we cover, but I couldn't help myself from having an emotional reaction. This person told me a story about a family here in Denver whose one of the members of the family was just picked up by ICE at their workspace.
Oh.
And this person was the primary breadwinner. And the story that this person was telling me was that the family is just reeling and in shock and like they don't know what their lives are going to be like now because of this arrest. And they don't know where their family member is. And it just hit me in a way. I mean, we've heard a million stories like this, but it really hit me this morning. That it was just like, damn, that's a neighbor. Like there was an intersection where they got arrested. Like I drive past that all the time. And it was a good reminder that this is still happening. And according to my source, he's not exactly involved at the Department of Homeland Security, but he says that he heard on good authority from someone who is, that some kind of enforcement surge is coming in June and July. So I don't know. That's a rumor, but I thought I might share that because I thought people might want to know. Yeah, that's my fail. Sorry. It's a sad story.
Very heavy.
Yeah. Justine, how about you? What's your fail?
My fail this week was there was a incident at the Suncor refinery where there was like people thought it was on fire. That's what was wrong. I thought it was on fire. Everyone thought it was on fire. We were panicking and you could see it. My partner from where he lives in Littleton sent me a picture. It was like, Suncor's on fire. Freaking out. It turned out it was just Littleton? From Littleton, you could see it. I have the pictures. He sent me a picture. You could see it looked like it was on fire. He's like, is this your neighborhood? And I went outside and saw it. And I was like, holy crap, I think Suncor is on fire. Everyone was panicking. There was no like word that went out to the community that everything was okay. It was some type of flare-up situation. And the actual smoke you were seeing prevented a fire. Like what I heard is like, that's why. So it wasn't what we thought. But this is a fail to me because we are just, as a community, have this distrust with Suncor and there's a lack of transparency. There's not a feeling that we never know what's going on. We don't know if there's some type of major incident that happens that we're all going to be impacted. I'm not in like directly next to it, but I'm like right downwind. We're right next to Commerce City. So to me, it's just another example of Suncor, another summer coming where things are happening at this massive oil refinery that we don't know as a community. So they fail once again, had us all freaking out instead of just creating a better relationship with the community so we don't freak out every time you see smoke coming out of this thing. So
yeah, it's like maybe it's a big deal. Maybe it's nothing. We don't know.
I don't know. And that's like the
why
fail.
am I
like,
looking at Reddit?
Know?
Why am I finding out through Reddit? What's going on? Like, why don't they say something?
Yeah, I literally didn't know until I saw just a bunch of people running for office doing like videos in front of it.
Hey guys, like, I'm going live in front of the flare at Suncor. Anyway, let me know what you want to see. Was that it?
It was just very like,
did you do one?
It was coming down on Suncor, but it's like, this should be reported more than like the person campaigning talking about it. Like it should have been more newsworthy. And the fact that I look like a whole ass fire from over here is scary.
It was dark smoke.
Yeah.
Olivia, how about you? What's your fail today?
My fail goes to someone they're calling the Oatmeal Cream Pie Bandit. It's not funny. It's not funny.
It's pretty funny so far.
It's funny. It's not funny though. But it's so this is one of those like farm stands in Loveland, Colorado. It's called Gone Astray Goods, a micro bakery, sourdough bakery and farm stand. I'll link their Instagram in the bio. Some really delicious looking stuff. But this lady showed up to their farm stand and literally, like, I saw this on Twitter first, and then I went and checked out her security footage from her stand on Instagram. She comes into this lady's farm stand and takes every single damn oatmeal cream pie this woman has made that you're supposed to go and pay for, on our system. You go up and you Venmo or like leave cash in the whole thing. This lady goes up to this farm stand and steals every damn oatmeal cream pie and loaf of sourdough from this. And then she gets in her Range Rover and leaves.
My God. I
am just, and she looks like directly into the camera and just is like taking all this stuff. The cream pie Karen. I cannot believe that this is happening. This lady, because it's clearly not a like, oh no, like maybe she's hungry, like she needs something. She's taking every single thing from the stand. She's taking all the sourdough. I'm like, ma'am, That's not nice. What are you? This is someone's livelihood. And like also, I looked at this woman's page. She's about to go on maternity leave. She's doing her last drop of sourdough today. When you're hearing this today, Friday.
Someone who's putting the sourdough out on the tables?
No, the goddess Stray Goods, whose stand was robbed by this cream pie Karen. This is her last. She's doing her last drop of loaves today, Friday, because she's about to go on maternity leave. So this is like a mother, and you stole her entire stand of oatmeal cream pies and sourdough loaves from her honor stand.
You forgot the part.
That's the part where you're supposed to just like
pay for it.
You're supposed to just, put your money in or Venmo. It's like the honor system. It's in Loveland, Colorado. It's your neighbors. It's supposed to be. I see these when I used to work up in the foothills. Lots of like, people who do this from home. It's like, your neighbors come and they pay for it. And it's just like, you take what you want and you leave money or you Venmo. And the audacity, it sucks.
Do you think that this whole like last sourdough drop thing is like a ploy? It just kind of like sets off some alarm bells. Like maybe there's going to be some FBI guys hiding in the bushes waiting for the sourdough.
They caught her. They confront her. So I forgot about this and it was like outrage, but my ADHD got on something else. So I'm glad you reminded me of this. But I watched the video, and in the video, when they show her, she pretends to like tap the thing.
Yeah, she fake pays.
Because at first I thought, she's probably hungry. My thought was like, geez, someone stole a bread loaf. They're hungry. No, she pulls up in her range.
She takes 40 cream pies.
And then I think, well, maybe she didn't realize that they weren't free. But no, she takes her phone out and does a little
fake pays.
Pretends to tap, takes them. And then when she comes back to it, they have a video confronting her. Did you see that?
Oh my God.
And they were like, how do you plan to pay for this? And she goes, with my phone, with the tap. And they were like, no.
Oh my God.
Give it back. This is like you're taking. And then
the oatmeal cream pie bandit.
She goes, let me go get my phone. Let me go get my money to pay or whatever. And then drives off.
In her Range Rover. You know what?
In her Range Rover.
I'm so glad she got caught. I'll put this Instagram account so you can see some of the videos and also support this business. If you love sourdough and oatmeal cream pies homemade. Cool. I mean, cool looking stand, but damn, you got to pay for it. Actually, it's not free, by the way. It's not free. You actually do have to pay. So just letting you know that right now.
She was like, loaves of bread.
She was feeling, she needed to carbo load. She was feeling like snackish. And I was like, ma'am, you can't do that. It's just, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that she was doing that. I was like, this is insane. So that's my fail. That lady.
That's a great fail. What an interesting story. Let's move on to wins here. Justine, do you want to give us your win?
Yeah, my win of the week was the Avalanche's crazy comeback playoff.
Last night.
3-0 in the Minnesota game. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, it was on my birthday, so it was an extra special Avalanche win. And yeah, we're back, baby. So that was my win.
I was right there with you, Justine. When they went down 3-0 in first period, I was like, okay, this is going to go to game 6. Like, let's see how they handle this. This is an emotional test. And then this team just like the grit of this team, like they totally won me over. I'm kind of been an Avalanche doubter, even though they won the cup a few years ago. But like McKinnon, when he tied it up with a minute left, you could see him smiling. He never smiles. This guy has he's never showed any personality. And last night he smiled 2 times. I'm just coming around on this team. I think they're going to do it. Like, it's time to start watching the Avs. They're going to the Western Conference Finals now, so it's perfect timing.
They're so fun. I think they might be taking, well, for a while they were my favorite of all of our teams because they were our first, they won a national championship for us, first team ever. So like 1996, 97 Denver Rights, love the Avalanche. But I'm a Broncos girl. But as of lately, I've been going to more Avalanche games and stuff like this last year. It is fun. Like the crowd is so fun at the games, like the energy, the everything. So Avs are like winning me like number 1 spot. They're winning me over.
I love
again.
Olivia, how about you? You want to give us your win?
Yeah. My win goes to Grace and George, the 2 geese at the Littleton Ark that had their babies. The Littleton Ark has been on my TikTok feed, these geese laid eggs in one of those like planters, and then the ARC employees created like a big cordoned off area with like they printed ARC signs that said like keep away from Grace and George, because geese are mean as hell, as we know, and especially when they have eggs and babies. They are so not nice. And so they created this whole area to protect these geese, and I think mainly to protect people going into the Ark from getting attacked by these geese. And they had their babies. So they posted some pictures of the little babies. And I just want to say congrats to the happy couple. And also, apparently now there is also a George the Goose that lives on my apartment roof. I don't know if this is the same George the Goose, if he's stepping out on Grace or what the situation is, but apparently there's a family of geese on my roof right now. So just a big season for geese having families. So, wishing them a lot of luck. And shout out ARC. I've been really enjoying following this story. It makes me love ARC even more.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I love this.
It's so funny. And I mean, these geese are mean though. The George that lives at my apartment, he hides behind this car and then jumps out at you and hisses for no reason. I know better than to approach a goose. Like if you ever remember my scary animals list, I think geese was near the top, if not the top. I'm not approaching him. He's just mean for no reason. So anyway, personal beef. But.
I saw the geese attacking the cars at the Ark that were going up. They were like, hitting
George
the cars.
does this. My George does this at our. He hangs out by this Oldsmobile that doesn't move and just sits there, and then he'll like peck it, and then he just lunges at people. Anyway, sorry, personal gripes with George. But anyway, shout out them. Hopefully they can take their family and move on from the Ark, and go somewhere more peaceful.
Hey, another great animal story.
Fun. I'm really hot on it lately.
Keep them coming. This is great. And yeah, listeners, let us know. But I'll take us home with my win. I had talked about this a couple days ago on the podcast. The fact that CityCast we're sponsoring Bike Fest this year. That's an event on June 13th, 3 to 9 p.m. at York Street Yards. Last year was the first year. I had such an incredible time. I was thrilled to get us involved in it this year. I love the people involved. I love the event, bring the bike community together. And what I announced the other day was that I've put together a poll of the bike community of Denver. And I am hoping to get it in front of as many people as possible. I'll put a link in the show notes. But my win was just like the response so far has been phenomenal. I've just been having so much fun watching these numbers roll in and all people's takes on like what's their favorite bike trail in the city and what they think is unsafe or safe, how they feel about the mayor. Like the bike celebrity question is turning into the most fun to watch right now because there's like 1,000 different people. There's no consensus except for perhaps the penny farthing guy. There's a guy whose name someone knows. So I think I might try to reach out to him and see if he'll come to Bike Fest.
Is that the big wheel bike?
Yes. Yeah. The guy who rides the penny farthing.
I've seen him my whole life.
Maybe Denver's biggest bike celebrity. Hey, we'll see. But there was one story in particular from that. Someone proposed a name that I had never heard of. And I was delighted to learn about Jumpin' Joe Hendricks. Does this name ring a bell, Justine?
No.
Apparently, Jumpin' Joe, it was a popular BMX stunt rider. Like he kind of sounds like an Evel Knievel type, but for BMX bikes in the 80s and 90s. He was, I guess, around Denver doing this kind of stuff. He then got out of the business, became a DJ, owned a sprinkler company. CBS had a story about him because he went on to host free workouts at Red Rocks that were very popular. But Jumpin' Joe Hendricks, historic Denverite, seems like a really interesting dude. If he's still around town and someone knows him, like, please put me in touch. I'd love to meet Jumpin' Joe Hendricks and get him on stage at Bike Fest, perhaps, if he's free.
Yeah.
But hey, that's it. That's Wins and Fails. That's the show. That's CityCast Denver. Thank you all so much for joining us today, this week. As long as you've been with us, thank you so much for supporting the show. Justine, Olivia, we did it. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That's all for the week here on CityCast Denver. Our producers this week were Adrian Gonzalez, Olivia Jewell-Love, and me, Paul Caroli. Michelle Polizzi writes our morning newsletter. Bree Davies is our host. Our music is by Los Mocochetes, with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren. Our ad music is by Cuba Quartet from Epidemic Sounds via Getty Images. If you haven't already, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at CityCastDenver or TikTok, same handle. And tell Jumpin' Joe Hendricks about us next time you see him. If you missed out on today's bonus segment, you missed a good one. You can get that and every week's bonus segment, as well as a whole bunch of other good perks and the knowledge of supporting local journalism and contributing to your community by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. And you can sign up for that daily newsletter I mentioned and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. And that's all. That's all for the whole week. We did it. Thanks, everyone. Bye.